Welcome back. It's Kovacs Report with some more honest comic book reviews. I'm going to take a look at Ultimate Wolverine today. So, written by Condon, art by Alessandro Cappuccio, who you will know from Moon Knight. And it's the latest in the Ultimate line from Marvel. Now, I was very, very excited. Bar Ultimate Spider-Man, which I think is the best Spider book hands down on the market right now. I think for me, the Ultimate line's been pretty disappointing. The Ultimate itself is just an absolute, complete mess. It's basically the writer wants to publicize his own personal beliefs, and I think that's wrong. It's not telling a story. It's just sending messages, and it's like that's not what we want. We bought that for a good story, and we're not getting it. And the other Ultimate books, again, I just can't stomach them. They don't feel Ultimate at all. But with Wolverine, I love Wolverine. Maybe we can get something different. So let's jump straight in. Now, I'm just going to say a note about the art. Like I say, it's not my favourite type of art style. The art is really well done. I mean, I don't like the suit design, but if you like his art, then you're in for a treat because it is pretty cool. So we start off in a military plane, and it's on the border of the Eurasian Republic and Latveria. And then we've got these two sort of soldiers in there looking over at this real mean-looking Wolverine who doesn't utter one word in the whole book. So he's completely silent. And they're sort of getting the creeps from him. They've heard the rumours about who he is and how dangerous he is. So it does set the tone right at the beginning that he's not to be messed with, and he does have this reputation before him. And this is where, for me, the book starts going downhill. And I'm sorry it's going to be a little bit of a negative review, but that's what an honest review is about. We get a throwback to Mark Millar's Ultimates with Wolverine jumping out of the plane without his parachute. Okay, so we jump into this flashback, and at first I wasn't sure it was a flashback. I had to sort of go a few pages, come back a few pages. It was a little bit confusing. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm getting old. But we what it is basically Wolverine's bloody torso clawing himself through the snow, and he's being pursued by, I guess, some Eurasian Republic soldiers. Or the opposition, as the rebel forces are called. I wasn't quite sure. Anyway, we're back to the present time. We can see Wolverine flying through the sky there without his chute, as some guards of this church, I think it's a church, are sitting there watching the skyline. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but a body hitting the ground would not make that massive explosion, that huge cha-choom sound, right? So I'm thinking this is just... it's just not feeling right. And then seconds later, without any time to heal, because anybody hitting the ground without a parachute, right, other than Captain America, right, would probably need a little bit of time to heal. But anyway, he's up and running, and he slices and dices them as Wolverine does. And then we're inside the church where we get Nightcrawler and Mystique, and they are part of the opposition, which is led by Colossus, Magic, and Omega Red. Now, we get a series of flashbacks in present time from this point onwards, and we get the opposition here discussing that they sort of found his body after an attack. They brought him back to Directorate X, which is their version of Weapon X, I guess, and they started doing their conversion therapy, brainwashing. His body regenerated, and also further on in the issue, you discover that that's where he got his bones laced with adamantium. So we jump straight through back to the present time again, and Wolverine is making mincemeat, literally mincemeat, out of this enemy force that he's come down to kick ass. He does a little crick with his neck, which is just cheesy. There's a lot of cheese in this book. Anyway, Nightcrawler recognizes him. It's his old pal, It's his old pal, and we find out a bit more about that later. But it doesn't matter. He's going through them like there's no tomorrow. And then Colossus turns up, but it's not Colossus. No, it's not Colossus. He makes short work of him, slices his throat, and it's actually Mystique in disguise. So Mystique's sitting there with her throat bleeding out in a pool of blood. Not sure if she dies. And then we get the flashback with the adamantium. And then the elf, good old Nightcrawler, says, "I recognise you. Please don't do this. It's me. Break the brainwashing. It's me." But he's too far gone, old Wolverine, or the Winter Soldier as he is now. And he slices and dices the elf. He doesn't care. Look at that. I mean, the action is really cool in this book, and it's bloody and it's violent, and that's great. And then afterwards, we get another flashback to him being indoctrinated and brainwashed, his eyes being kept open so he can't shut them. And your usual military guys that have some bad agenda, monologuing. We end with Wolverine back on the plane, on the way back to base, sniffing his fingers. Maybe he recognises the blood of the elf and it's going to wake him up. I don't know. And that's it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, that's all it is. It is okay. It's not great. It's not ultimate. It's not new. It's slightly cliched here and there. I can't stand the costume. Other than that, the thing that dawned on me, and actually a few other reviewers have pointed out, so this is not original to me, is that if the maker was doing this, getting rid of anyone that could oppose him, why on earth would he not get rid of the mutants? I mean, they would be a huge threat, right? And Wolverine especially. I mean, he's the best at what he does, right? So it is a little bit of a leap of faith on the whole universe of the Ultimates as it is now. But again, it's not a bad comic. I just didn't love it. I didn't get that Ultimate feeling. And I'm kind of disappointed. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. You might love it. Until next time, stay safe.